Toastmaster Imran.
Yes, please.
Sir, ये Maghrib जो है, it's going to be in the next about 15 minutes or so. So will we be breaking?
We'll take a 10. We'll take a 10
Yeah,
minutes.
we will take a break. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. So shall we start?
Yes, live streaming has started, so I think we can start.
Not the recording. Yeah. We can start it.
We don't need to record. That's the or let's start the recording as well. Yeah.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening and welcome to a very special Speakathon of Karachi Toastmasters Club. Our leaders are our pride. So this Speakathon has been arranged to praise their services to the District 122. So we all salute them, and let's begin this special Speakathon. A few ground rules to follow. You all are requested to turn on your videos and mute your mic unless you are asked to do so. Three topics which we encourage not to discuss about. First one is politics, second one is sex, and third one is religion. Now it's time for me to hand over the charge, the president of Karachi Toastmasters Club. He is currently serving the district director of District 122. He is, mashallah, 4 times distinguished Toastmaster. Please give him a big round of applause. Let's welcome the president of Karachi Toastmasters Club, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Ad Hoc Saad Ibrahim, for starting the meeting. And welcome everyone. This is a joyous occasion for me personally and for all of us at Karachi Toastmasters Club, because all of you, all of our honorable leaders have accepted to join this meeting. And it is frankly incredible, because I don't think that we've had such an event in the history of our district ever before. And the whole thought process was that being district leaders, we don't really get to speak our hearts. We always have to make formal announcements. We always have to open and close the events. We always have to say nice things about all the things, whether we like them or not. And very few people see our human side, because we have to present that face to the district and to the Toastmasters, to our fellows, to our clubs, and to the world headquarters that that is steeped in professionalism and a kind of impersonal drive all the time. So today, the thought process behind today's meeting was that leaders are leaders later, but speakers first. And all of us are communicators. You cannot be a good leader unless you're a good communicator. And once you do become a leader, it is very rare that you get a chance to speak your heart out in a speech or a project. We may get that chance in our home clubs, but we never ever get that chance in a setting like this, where all the other fellow leaders are watching and listening to us. So that is the thought process behind today's meeting. And I'm so glad and honored that so many of our great leaders agreed to join. And even those who could not join had some pressing issues at their end, otherwise they would have joined. So without further ado, I will skip over the part where I'm supposed to tell you about the history of Toastmasters, because if you need to listen to that part, hello. So, and I will just ask our respective leaders to one by one introduce themselves with one-line introduction. So, starting with the Toastmaster Iram Riaz.
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks a lot, everyone, for providing me this opportunity to speak my heart out. And as you all know, my name is Iram Riaz, and I am current director of Area 2, Division B, and founding president of Saad Ibrahim Toastmasters Club. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Iram Gyas. And today is also a very special moment for you. And we will all learn about it, inshallah, when you do speak.
Alhamdulillah.
Toastmaster and Area Director Saad Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saad Ibrahim. I am Area Director of Area 04 under Division A for the past term. And I'm also been a Toastmaster since late 2020. And my home club is Ravi Toastmaster Club. And I'm grateful to be on this platform today with all these seasoned Toastmasters. So excited for what's to come today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim. We are honored that you found the time to join us. And we have a stranger who no one knows about. So, Mr. Atif Irfan Sheikh, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, assalamu alaikum everyone. And just a single line is that I'm your humble servant, Toastmasters.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our CGD and PQD elect DTM Atif Irfan, Toastmaster and Area Director and Division Director elect Akash Kumar. Toastmaster Akash. All right, we will come back to you later. Toastmaster Azam Ali. You're muted.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Toastmaster Azam Ali. I am Area Director of Area 5 for only 12 remaining days. But I have a great deal of learning in this year, and I'm looking forward for a wonderful meeting. Thank you, and over to you, President.
Thank you so much. Yes, it is so sad that you have just 12 days remaining. And it is even sadder that after those 12 days, you will be, inshallah, the division director. So moving on to our next leader, who is, all right, we don't have another leader. We have DTM Vishal Abid with us, I believe. I heard his voice.
Yes, I'm there just trying to fix the laptop. And just give me 1 minute.
Sure. No worries. So, Toastmaster Akash Kumar, can we have your short introduction?
Assalamu alaikum, KTC. My name is Toastmaster Akash Kumar, and I'm serving as Area 9 Director. I've served as the club secretary of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club. I have served as a VPPR of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club. I have served as a VP Education of RTC. I have served as a president of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club. I have served as a president of Twin Cities Toastmasters Club. And Alhamdulillah, I have been elected as a Division C Director of District 122 for the year 22-23. And this is, I mean, this is one of its own kind of speakathon, and it's been a pleasure to be here. Over to you, Dean.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining. DTM Vishal Abid.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Didi. This is Toastmaster Vishal Abid. I am currently serving as Division C Director. Started my journey for the Toastmaster in back March 2015. One of the pioneer members with ICAP Toastmaster Club, Faisalabad. Currently, I am the member of Karachi Toastmaster Club and ICAP Toastmaster Club, Faisalabad. I have served on all the designations, leadership roles of the club. Currently serving as the VP membership, and for the upcoming year, I have been elected as the president for the ICAP Toastmaster Club, Faisalabad for the second time. I have served in the district roles as Area Director 6, and this year I'm serving till 30th of June as Division Director C. Toastmaster is my passion, and that is something which is my blood. And have my words, the fraternity I am being a part, starting from the Toastmaster Imran Rana, Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, and all the loved ones, Toastmaster Atif. It's a long list. I love to be the part of this fraternity. So rather wasting any further time, let's go ahead to the next one, back to the Toastmaster committee.
Thank you so much, DT and Zishan Abid. We have a couple of other guests. We have Toastmaster Hina Azam. Can we have your brief introduction, please? All right, we can come back to you later. Toastmaster Ahmed Shakur Malik.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Ahmed Shakur Malik from Ravi Toastmasters Club. Currently, I am serving as VP Education, and I am also the President-elect of Ravi Toastmasters Club for the upcoming year. And I am honored to be a part of this meeting and to learn here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ahmed, and congratulations on your election once again. We have Toastmaster Rehana Afzal. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, Toastmaster Tala, thank you so much. I'm Toastmaster Rehana. I am serving as Vice President Education in Cloud 122 Toastmasters Club. And I am Toastmaster since September 2019. And I just love Toastmasters. Over to you, DTM Tala.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rehana. Now, moving on to our proper meeting. First of all, we will dispense with the business session because we can do the business session on Wednesday. And by that time, we will have our minutes as well. To introduce our Toastmaster of the day, I have to introduce her like for the second time in 2 days. I don't know why. Anyhow, I'm struggling to think of new things to say about her, but for everyone's benefit, she is barely a year-old Toastmaster, and yet she is more passionate, more diligent, and more studious than most Toastmasters that I know, including myself. If you need to ask anything technical about any manual or about any designation, this person is the right person, and that comes because of her passion, and she is permanently attached and married to the Citizen Foundation and the cause of education, providing education to underprivileged children. We are proud of her services as a TCF volunteer, and even prouder as a member of Karachi Toastmasters Club, VP Education of TCF Toastmasters Club, and a member of Leaders Worldwide Toastmasters Club, and maybe one day the president, the way things are going. So with that, everyone, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Rabia Zishan.
Thank you so much, DTM Talha, and for that amazing, yet again, introduction for myself. I'm truly humbled, and yes, you are right. Now that you have said it, I feel like yes, I am too much involved in TCF and now Toastmasters as well. But I love it, and I do not take any responsibilities or any role or any work until I'm sure that I can give my 100% to it. So I think that's something, and that is why I do all the things which I can. So thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and welcome to our amazing panel of audience today, the leaders of District 122. I am so honored and so privileged to be hosting this event today. Thank you for having me. We will start our Speakathon, the leaders Speakathon at the Karachi Toastmasters Club. This is one of a kind speakathon. I have never heard of something like that, that to gather all the leaders from the entire district and then have them give it's like a speech contest for the leaders. So I am really glad and honored. In every Toastmasters meeting, there are 3 segments, but today it's a special meeting. It's a speakathon, so we will only be having our prepared speech segment. And to carry on with for the evening, for the meeting, we need, and these are very important role players. I would now like to introduce them one by one. For grammarian and word master, we have DTM Talha bin Hamid. Please explain your role and the word of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rabia Zishan. As grammarian and word master, my role would be to spot any grammatical errors made during the meeting and suggest corrections. My role will also be to notice and highlight good usage of language throughout the meeting. As word master, it is my task to specify the word of the day, and the word of the day is melancholy. Melancholy. Melancholy is a very beautiful word of English language. On the surface, it means sadness, but it's not just sadness. It's about a bittersweet sadness, about remembrance, about nostalgia. And so that is the meaning of the word melancholy. And all of you are encouraged to use this word. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, DTM Talha. When I joined Toastmaster, I think it was like a melancholy to my childhood where we had the debate competitions, because I had never done it for so many years, but it made me relive those moments again. For timer today, we have Toastmaster Imran Rana. Can you please explain your role?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening, and I'll be the timer for today's meeting. My role is to make sure that the meeting proceedings are on time. There will be different timing for different segments. If the speech is about 5 to 7 minutes, then the background of my screen will turn into green, yellow, and red at 5, 6, 7. If the speech is 4 to 6 minutes, then my background will turn into green, yellow, and red at 4, 5, 6 minutes. For speech evaluation, the speech evaluation is from 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minute green, 2.5 yellow, and red at 3 minutes. That red color means that speaker has only 30 seconds left to qualify for voting. Otherwise, he or she will be disqualified. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. And please check your WhatsApp messages and respond.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Imran Rana, for that detailed overview of the timing cards. Next, we have the counter role, which will be done by Toastmaster Anam Kadri. Please explain your role.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. As the R counter, I will be noting down the number of R's, Ms, and other like non-meaningful words like so, then, you know, and that we usually use just in order to connect the sentences, but those are not meaningful in the sense of the speech. So I'll be noting them down at the end of the this meeting. I'll be giving you my report, presenting you my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anam Kadri. Next, we have the listener role, which will be done by Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Please explain the role to everyone.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rabia Zishan. As a listener, I'll be listening out the tidbits of interesting information from any speaker during the meeting. At the end of the meeting, I will present a series of questions and will test your active listening skills. So happy listening, everyone. And with that, back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. It is 7:26 p.m. and the next role we have to invite is the joke master, but due as it is the Maghrib prayers time, let's take a very short 10-minute break, and then we can come back and restart the meeting with the joke session. Is that okay with the VPE and president?
Okay, what if we
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. You can.
If we can have one speech maybe, because DT and Zishan needs to go.
Right? Okay. So
we gathered leaders.
Yes, we need to accommodate
leaders
them.
To please give their 5 to 7 minutes precious time. So
that's totally okay. Okay, that's totally okay. So let's go to our joke master then, Toastmaster Mariam Aftab Bhai.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to ask everyone, what is the difference between complete and finish? Let me tell you all. When you marry a perfect woman, your life is complete. But when you marry a wrong woman, it's finished. Now who will tell me what about completely finished? Come on, you all are married.
When you marry.
When your wife caught you with another woman, your life is completely finished. Nothing left. Thank you. That's from my side.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Maria Maftab. Ever ready to take any role we want to give her. Thank you so much. So let's start with the speech session because we have the leaders over here who have given us their precious time, and I would not like to waste any more of their time. Our first speaker today, a little change in agenda, will be DTM Zishan Abid, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Fahim Razak.
Before that, let me.
Yes.
Sorry for the interruption. You would see everyone that interruptions are a hallmark of Karachi Toastmasters Club.
Yes.
But everyone is strongly urged to turn on their videos so that our speakers can see the audience and their reaction. So if you can, please turn on your video. Over to you.
Yes, that is indeed a very good tip because sometimes it feels like you are talking to a blank screen and it does not look good. So please open your cameras and let the speakers know that they are being viewed by the audience. Toastmaster Zishan Abid is a qualified CA by professional, and he joined the Toastmasters in 2005, March 2005. He achieved the DTM award in 2021. He is the founder member of ICAP Toastmasters Club Faisalabad and sponsored and mentored 3 clubs, also rescued 2 clubs during the year. He has served on all leadership positions of club and also served as area director, and currently he is serving as the Division C director. He has recently joined our Karachi Toastmasters Club. Please give a huge round of applause. Toastmaster Fahim Razak, I would now like to call you to explain the project details and invite him.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abid Zishan. Just one thing to confirm from Team Zishan. Sorry, which pathway are you doing it from?
Strategic relationship. Strategic relationship.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present a speaker, Mr. T.M. Zishan. He's doing a project from Strategic Relationship. The title of his speech is Evolution of Parenting. The speech will be for 5 to 7 minutes. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to prepare a speech, to present a speech with a purpose. With that, over to you, Toastmaster Zishan.
Thank you. Before my time start, I thanks a lot to the Toastmaster of the meeting and Toastmaster Valana for bearing me. I'm just with my family trip, but the Toastmaster is in our blood, and mentors, they don't let you go away. So I have backed them for last only 20 minutes. So that's why I'm being here. So let's start with the project. Tamil, please give me the questions so I can start. Baba, you know who is Kim? Kim, BTS, my love, Baba. He's so cute. You know, his first promo is there. Baba, come and see with me. Laiba, have you done your tuition? Are you sure you are preparing for the O-level exam? Baba, why? Baba, come, please, give me the time. Baba, I'm worried, God. I'm worried, beta. You have the paper. Don't waste your time on these BTS and all this music. That's the story of my first kid, my eldest daughter. And I feel we never used to be like this. Mama says to us, go and sit and start studying. And we have to start studying. Let's meet with the second one. Baba, can we have the KFC? Beta, Mama cooked excellent food. I will make you chicken pieces myself. Baba, they can't be like this as the KFCs. You can never understand this. You can never know what we want. Beta, I also used to be the same. Why you don't understand? That's nobody else. My second kid. He is the person who wants the junk food on daily basis. And my last, the small one, 6 years. Baba, you know, I love you a lot. Yeah, baby. Baba, can I get a gift, please? Baby, we yesterday got the gift. Baba, but it was being the old one. Baba, it was being the old one. Oh, baby, you daily want a new piece. And then I talk to my wife. Yeah, what is this happening with me? I always say to my wife, I have 3 theories to make my life be good and do my parenting. And once I get these 3 kids after marriage, I got no theory left, because the kids of my age, and when we were being the kids, it's entirely different thing. But let's find out what's the difference we are being having. When we used to be the kids, at that time, there was only one TV who used to watch only for 2 hours. The cartoon time is only 5 minutes. And today, what is being happening? There is a cartoon channel. There's not 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the whole day they are looking. There is a channel and channel and channel. We remember that we only have 1 bicycle, 3 brothers. But today, we have 3 kids and 3 cars. We remember it is only on Eid, or it is only on some festival we were supposed to go and have these burgers and this so-called outside junk food. But now we are giving the money. We are providing the money so that they can go and they can buy all these foods. So the question arises, is this we are not the good parents, or the kids, they are not being like us? Gentlemen, I always think this. Dear Toastmasters, I am of this opinion that the issue is not with the kids. The issue is we want to put the kids of our age to the back, to the past when we used to be the kids. Kids, they have done nothing wrong. It is we who provide them all these facilities. It is we who have provide them these mobile phones. And these are the technology. I'm not saying they are wrong. But even after providing them, we are thinking that we have to take to the past. Someone rightly said, loving the kids, providing all the facilities to the kids, it does not spoil them. If there is something which spoils them, that is making their present as of our past. And that will never happen. That is where we are being wrong. Yes. My mom used to say, come and go to sleep. Because at that time, after 9 o'clock, there was no TV channel working. Pakistan Zindabad happens at 9:30. But now we have 24 hours TV. My mom used to say, have the cartoons, and the cartoons comes after in the morning, in the morning show, and that for only for 3 minutes. But today, we have 7 channels of the cartoon. So why we are blaming our kids? And what actually we are doing? We are creating their mental hardiness. And that mental hardiness creates the distance between the parents and the distance of amongst their kids. Let me narrate a story. It's been very popular one. That there was an elephant. And that small elephant, it was being used to, they bind it with a small rock. And the elephant tries to move up. And there is also one big elephant, the giant one, like me. And that elephant was also being restrained with the same rope. And he was not even trying to do it. Why he was not trying to do it? That was a big question. Someone asked that person and he said, when this giant elephant, he was being small baby, the same technique used to him. And now it comes to his head that I can't break it. And that's what we do to our kids. We keep on discouraging them. We keep on telling that, yes, we are the genius ones. Yes, what we have done, nobody else can do it. I remember daily, whenever I go to my kids, I tell them, see, I used to do this. I never complained this. I never do this. I was helping like this to my mom. They start saying to me, Baba, you are out of this world. Give us an example to us of someone who is not like you, the genie. You know, my kids, they say, you are genie, the genie of goodness, the genie of faith, the genie of respect. and we are normal human beings. Gentlemen, this is the story of everyone sitting here. The only thing is, I realized, the only thing that I have thought that I have to go to psychiatrist, not the kids, because that is a question mark for all of us. We need to do the evaluation of the parenting, not putting our kids of present to the kids of past. And if we do this, we are going to be excellent parents. The purpose of parenting is to create a friendship. Yes, my father technique to create a friendship has to be entirely different as me creating a friendship with my kids. So my ending remarks, be a parent, evaluate yourself. Back to the Toastmaster committee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, DTM Dishan. Abid has spoken like a true leader and brought a message that all of us need to know. And you said right now at the very end that all of you can relate. I think those who can relate with the PTV's ending time 9:30 and 10, we should consider ourselves old now. We have many new Toastmasters as well, and they might not have any clue what we are talking about. So that was an amazing trip down the memory lane, but with a very, very important message as well. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful speech. I would now again like to ask my VPE that can we go on the namaz break now?
Those who would like to go for a namaz break, they can go.
Okay, so we continue the meeting?
Yes,
Okay.
The meeting is still going on.
Okay, so anyone who wants to go for namaz, they can just go one by one. Do not leave the screen empty and do not leave us all at once. And then you can join when you want. Moving on, our next speaker for today is Toastmaster Iram Gayas. She is the Area 2 Director, currently serving. She's the founding president and the vice president membership of IPHM Toastmasters Club. She is a university lecturer and a student society coordinator, IPHM, Goa University of Health and Sciences. She has been a true inspiration to me for taking up roles and leadership roles in the Toastmasters Club. As a woman, I look up to her for following these roles. So you have been an amazing inspiration to me, Toastmaster Iram Gayas. To evaluate Toastmaster Iram Gayas, we have Toastmaster Karim Meghani. Toastmaster Karim Meghani, can you please explain the project details of Toastmaster Iram Gayas?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. TM Iram Gayas, already the introduction was so heavy, so I don't want to repeat the same words. It's an honor. It's an honor to evaluate you. You all are leaders, and it will be tough to evaluate you, but you are doing a distinguished Toastmaster speech. It's a distinguished Toastmaster pathway, and she is doing her second speech, what I understand. And this speech, the purpose of this speech of the member is to demonstrate his or her skills as a leader, as a public speaker. The purpose of the second speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience completing the project. Very important one notes for the evaluator that the member should strive to achieve exemplary ratings on every evaluation criteria of this speech. And that's we are expecting from all distinguished Toastmasters, as you all are our leaders who are serving us. So over to you, ma'am, and looking forward for a wonderful speech.
Please mention the timings, 8 to 10 minutes.
So, the timer, you can note 8 to 10 minutes for the second speech.
Just wait a minute.
Should I start your timing?
Yes. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And thanks a lot for providing me this opportunity to deliver this very special speech in KTC. So this is my second speech, and I have delivered already my first speech related to planning in some other meeting. So here I am going to share my overall experience and learning from my specific project, a memorable get-together. And can anybody guess about which project I'm going to talk about?
Area 2 lunch get together.
You know it already. Yes, perfectly. All right. Yes, this event is very close to my heart. That's why I selected this event as my project. And definitely I can speak very well on this project because I was very much involved in this specific project. So in November 2021, we planned a get-together and social event at Lasagna restaurant. And definitely, I also mentioned in my first project that planning took more than a month. And I also mentioned the challenges and how I overcome those challenges in my first project. Here, I want to acknowledge the role of my team members. My team members, Toastmaster Amir Bilal, Mirza Saad Beg, who later on resigned due to his personal commitments and his business, and Toastmaster Jahzib, Toastmaster Sayyida Laiba Ghayas. The event wouldn't have been possible without their support. And yes, the role of the dignitaries, DTM Talha bin Hamid, DTM Malik Umair, Toastmaster Urusa, and Toastmaster Imran Rana. Their suggestions, their guidance, they also played an important role. So, yes, a heartwarming experience for all of us. How it all started, we just before, I think 3 or 4 days before the event, we created WhatsApp group with all the members, specifically those who registered, for a smooth communication and for regular updates regarding the meeting. Sorry, regarding the lunch, regarding the event. A day before event, I got a standee and banner. And Toastmaster Imran Rana, he helped me a lot in finding out the vendor, and that vendor provided us very good rates. And we purchased gifts. I personally went to the market and I purchased mugs and goodie bags for children. And my daughters, they wrapped all the gifts throughout the night till 2 or 3 a.m. They were busy wrapping the gifts. The situation was just like Chandrat at our house a day before the event. And yes, another thing we introduced, we thought to give some titles, some related and some memorable titles, some positive titles to the members. I still remember that when we give the title of election lady to Toastmaster Hina, how happy she had become, and literally she was laughing. And when we gave the title of melody queen to Toastmaster Asma Kampala, how happy she became. So it was really a memorable event, and even I don't have words to explain my feelings right now. And you can see the flyer. I myself prepared that flyer, and you can notice the elements of attraction I mentioned here. Giveaways for Mr. and Mrs. Fun and a fun-filled activity. Fun-filled activity was related to titles. Hurry up, fill the form, and deadline I also mentioned. Attention, interest, desire, and action, either approach, which we've always studied in business communication course. Okay, so a wonderful day, and that day we can call as Eid day for, at least for myself, it has arrived finally. On 21st November 2021, sorry, pardon me for the mistake. We all reached early, 21 last year. We all reached early out of excitement. The photographer, we hired a professional photographer. He also reached along with us. We placed standee and banner outside the main dining area. I took permission from management to place the standee outside the main dining area. So the other people, those who are the customers of the, who are just the normal members, who are not our members, non-members, they also noticed that there is something like Toastmaster. And we received members and their family members. The event provided a great networking opportunity for all of us. There were laughter and happiness all around. And definitely presence of senior Toastmaster, it was a matter of honor for all of us. GTM Talha bin Hamid, Toastmaster Muhammad Farooq, GTM Zaid Kalia, and Toastmaster, I forgot his name, the brother of Toastmaster Asma Kampala. They all were there. And literally, it was just a fun event that is still members, they remember that event. This is the standee, which had been placed outside the main dining hall. Yes, Ghulam Qadir Kampala, sorry. Okay, and this is the banner. I personally went there 1 or 2 days before, and I took the measurement of this stand, which they provided us for a banner. I think a week ago I went there, and then as per that measurement, I had given the order of a banner. These are the few highlights of the event. And literally I was laughing and I was smiling a lot when I was preparing these slides. Enjoying the lunch. Goodie bags and gift hampers. Bouquet. And yes, we arranged a face painting for kids. My middle daughter, number 2 daughter, Huria, she's very good at face painting. So I requested her to skip her class and come along with me so she may paint the face of the children. And only one child agreed for this face painting, and rest of the 3 or 4 children, they refused. I don't know why. Yes, then I just mentioned about creative title for members. So you can see on the left, I'm giving the title of Melody Queen to Toastmaster Asma, and at right, Toastmaster Amir Bilal, he's also a member of my team. He's giving the title of Dedicated Toastmaster to Toastmaster Hasnan Abrar of Express Toastmasters Club. And yes, we are Toastmaster and we skip feedback. It's not possible, it's impossible. So definitely feedback is something which is mandatory in every Toastmaster session, whether it's formal session or it's informal session. So we placed a chart at the pillar and we asked everybody to share his or her feedback regarding the session. So here you can see those feedbacks, those positive feedbacks, very good effort, felt like COVID never came by Toastmaster Anam. Thanks a million. Wonderful time as part of my life, full of joy, fantastic effort and whatnot. Alhamdulillah, we got extremely positive feedback. And I have kept this chart safely with me. Then overall impact of this social gathering. Definitely, it had been a wonderful social gathering from area to platform, and almost 45 to 50 people, they attended, members along with their families. Great opportunity of marketing of Toastmasters, specifically to non-Toastmasters. We have hired a professional photographer and asked that photographer to place a logo on the pictures. Then networking and strong bonding between members and their families. I have met the family members of many Toastmasters for the first time in my life. Then reason to bring smiles on the faces. And yes, former members, they also came. You can see Toastmasters Sadia Khalid. We provided them an opportunity to rejoin Toastmasters. And after the event, she contacted me even that she wanted to join DOS IBHM Toastmasters Club, but due to her personal commitment, she could not. And this, after COVID, something very important, that after COVID and lockdown, this event, provided a vibes, was a very positive vibes to everyone. They are my team members with DTM Talha bin Hamid, our Honorable District Director, a group photo, 360-degree evaluation impact. I requested Toastmaster Amir Bilal, who is Assistant Area Director Program Quality, to fill 360-degree evaluation for myself, or specifically related to this particular project. So this is the result of that 360-degree evaluation. Because I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to discuss it. Just he provided very much positive points, but along with those positive points, he provided a single suggestion that I must adopt more flexible approach in order to improve my about my leadership skills. Overall learning, definitely we can attract general public towards Toastmaster by presenting a soft image of Toastmasters through these social gatherings. Definitely interaction with others make us alive. And there is a need to conduct such events in future as well. This is my message to all incoming area directors as well. And the skills I learned, I want to share with all of you: how to work with team, the concept of team collaboration and group harmony. I specifically learned this particular skill. Then problem solving approach, various problem solving approach. Even I learned my own communication style. Then event management, time management, respecting differences of opinion, creativity and the results of that creativity and whatnot. So just a picture which is close to my heart, and I have used this picture in my planning part also. I want to end my presentation or my report on this project with this picture with the signature of DTM Talha bin Hamid. Thanks a lot. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rayas, for that wonderful, wonderful presentation. I already missed this function and I regretted a lot. And now, when you have shared all the details, I'm regretting it a little bit more. Amazing, amazing function you had. Going on as per as our agenda, and I would really like to apologize to all the speakers who are asking me to call them first, because there is not one of them, but almost all of them. I'd like to stick to the agenda. So please bear with me. And yes, Toastmaster Imran has to say something. Yes, go ahead.
I request all the speakers to please, if they are allotted 5 to 7 minutes time, so you are requested to complete your speech within that time.
Okay. So moving on, our next speech is by the current PQD and the DD elect for the next year, DTM Malik Mohammed Umair, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Mariam Arif. DTM Umair is a chartered accountant by profession, and he's working as a senior manager tax in Ferguson and co-chartered accountant. He's also currently serving in the voluntary position of Program Quality Director to the Toastmasters International in Pakistan. He served as Club Glow Director for our Toastmasters International, and he was one of the only 15 people worldwide to be awarded with the Club Growth Excellence Award by the Toastmasters International USA. He's a Toastmaster, a coach, a mentor by passion. He loves helping people, and he loves eating vegetables and loves a nicely cooked tadke wali dal as well. He is a great father and a great leader. Toastmaster Mariam Arif, please, can you explain the project details of DTM Umair?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So since TM Rabia has already introduced DTM Umair, I will quickly move on to his project details. It is a storytelling, it's Connect with Storytelling, Level 3 Elective Dynamic Leadership, and it's titled as Little Things. Moving on towards his purpose statement, it is to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. And that story can be personal, it can be a well-known fiction, or one of his own creations. So what I'm really looking for is a well-organized speech by DTM Umair. Over to you.
Should I start?
Yes, you should.
Okay. Am I audible and visible?
Absolutely.
A small act of kindness, a little act of courtesy, a small smile, a simple and sincere thank you. They go a long way in building a lasting relationship. And if we follow through that small act of kindness, if we keep on repeating that little act of courtesy, we are sure to build a lifelong relationship. Madam Toastmaster of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, 7th May 2018, I was sitting in the lounge of my house, surfing through the channels, trying to find something interesting to look on. That day, 2 of my nieces were home. Amna, the younger one, she was 3 years old back then, and she had a boy cut. Aisha, the elder one, she was 5 years old, and she had those silky, smooth, long hair that we get to see in TV commercials, and we wonder, do such hair really exist? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever wondered that, I can testify that yes, such hair do exist, because Aisha, my elder niece, she has those beautiful, silky, smooth, long hair. Now, both Amna and Aisha, they're polar opposites. Where Amna is naughty and fun-loving, Aisha is serious, disciplined, and very observant. As I was surfing through the channels, Amna came running towards me. Her face was beaming with excitement. She was very excited. She looked at me and she said, Chachu, Chachu, let's have a party today. I was a little taken aback with all that energy and excitement. I looked at her and I said, Amna, what are we celebrating today? Chachu, I'm very happy, very excited. So I want to celebrate this happiness. Can you imagine this response from a 3-year-old? I was again taken aback. So again, I looked at her and I said that, Amna, why don't you go and make a list of all the things that you want to do, and then we can have a party. Again, a smart reply. But Chachu, I'm only 3 years old. I don't know how to write. Why don't you take out your phone and I tell you the things and you jot down all those things? And there started her long list of things that she wanted to buy. Lays, kurkure, juice, bubble, marshmallows. As she reached marshmallows, she stopped for a moment. She thought a little and then she said, before we buy all of these things, I want to go to the fun city, enjoy all the rides there. Then I want to go to McDonald's, buy a Happy Meal. After that, we're going to go to the cinema to watch the cartoon movie. And then we are going to buy all of this stuff. While this conversation was going on, Aisha was sitting on the sofa, silently observing this exchange going between us. When Amna got done with her list, I looked at Aisha and I asked her, my child, do you want to add anything to the list? With plain facial expressions, she looked at me and she said, no. I didn't give that much thought. We got ready. We left for the fun city where they literally enjoyed every single ride. telling me after every ride, Chachu, just one more, please, just one more. And how could I say no that to innocent request? As we got done with the Fun City, we went to the McDonald's, we bought the Happy Meal, where the sole purpose of buying that Happy Meal is that little toy that comes with the Happy Meal. After that, we went to the cinema, we watched that movie. Then we went to cash and carry, bought all of that stuff, and went back home. As we entered home, Amna went rushing towards her mother and started telling her all the details of the Fun City and started showing her all the stuff. While Aisha, the elder one, she slowly followed me into the lounge. As I sat on the sofa in the lounge, quietly, she sat on the other sofa. I asked her, Aisha, beta, did you enjoy? Again, with a plain face, she said, yes. I again tried to initiate conversation. Beta, did you have fun? It was okay. I started recalling every single thing that we had done, the Fun City, the McDonald's, the cinema, the cash and carry, but I couldn't pinpoint a single thing that had gone wrong. So I asked Aisha, Beta, are you okay? Is everything fine? The moment I asked her, she started sobbing. She turned her face and walked away to her mother. I let her weep for a while. After some time, I walked to her and I asked her, Aisha, beta, are you fine? Is everything okay? With teary eyes and teary face, she looked at me and she said, Chachu, if someday I come to you and I tell you, I'm happy, let's celebrate it with a party. Will you celebrate it with a party? I was speechless. Of all the things we did that day, the Fun City, the McDonald's, the theater, the cash and carry, Aisha picked on that single momentary unconscious moment of importance that a younger sister got from me. It was nothing, but for Aisha, it was everything. People, ladies and gentlemen, are very tender, very sensitive. And I strongly believe that regardless of age and regardless of experience, within every single one of us, there are these caring, tender feelings of the heart that care about these little, tiny, minute details. Opening the door for someone, letting someone pass through before you, a random text message or a call, a small smile, a simple and sincere thank you. For some, these may not be anything, but for others, they may be everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next time we are with our loved ones, let us resolve to care about these little things, these little details, to ensure that we have a lifelong relationship. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much, DTM Umair. And yet another a very powerful message from a leader himself, that everyone is noticing every mode. You don't know who is noticing which action of yours, your smile or the way you said hello or the way you shake their hands or the way you remembered their names. That is one thing I've learned that people feel very proud of if you remember their names. Moving on, I would now like to call Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim for his speech, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Anam Qadri. Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim, give me a minute, I'm having some net issues. Wait. Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim has been a Toastmaster since late 2020. He has served as Sergeant at Arms VP Education at the Ravi Toastmasters Club. He has also completed the term as the Area Director of Area 4 for the year 21 and 2022. He has done Bachelor's in Economics and he is pursuing his ACCA. By profession, he is a team lead of technical support team for a software fund. His hobbies includes playing and watching sports, specifically football. And he also has a lot of interest in playing chess. And he likes to read and travel and enjoying trying different foods and culture. I would now like to call Toastmaster Anam Kadri to please explain his project details.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim is going to deliver his speech from the Pathway Engaging Humor Level 3. And it's inspiring the audience. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing and deliver the speech that inspires others. His speech title is Life is Nothing But Challenges. The time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Life is nothing but challenges. Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim. Best of luck, over to you.
I came across this quote that said, "What cannot be cured must be endured. What cannot be cured must be endured." Recently, I switched my jobs to a bigger company. And as I was leaving, I had to give my exit interview to the HR manager. And while I was giving my interview, she told me that, "Saad, I would like you to stay." She was trying to retain me for the current position that I have. And she told me that the company that you're moving towards, the position that you're going towards, you already have that. You have a secure position, you have a secure job, you act like as a team lead for your team. You know the people and you know how we work here. And the place that you're moving towards might be very challenging for you. The people might be toxic and the management don't know you. The only thing they did not negotiate with me was on the salary package. They said, "You will probably get the same package next year." Needless to say, I did not accept the offer. And I melancholy decided to move forward towards the new company. And while she was telling me these things, I realized something. That even though she is correct about the circumstances that may arise at the new place, I cannot predict human nature. And the challenges that she told me that I have to face, I was thinking to myself, is it ever going to end? All my life, I have realized one thing, that life is nothing but challenges. So why should we be afraid of it? We all know that life is survival of the fittest. And even if you reach your dream position, your dream job, your dream, whatever you may have, you know the satisfaction of that position, of that dream, is only going to be temporary. And at that position, you will have to face greater challenges. The only problem is that we either do not accept it or think about it. And we believe that other people's challenges are much better than ours. I think we all might have a challenge even attending this meeting today. Even if it was as small as mine, just getting out of the bed on a Saturday afternoon, taking a shower and coming in front of the screen and giving this speech. It was a challenge. And I'm sure you all might have challenges that you might not discuss in public and seems to be very hard to overcome. I believe you can overcome those challenges. However, the sad reality is, even if you did, there is going to be a new challenge waiting to knock on your door. So my message to you and to me is to not only accept challenges in life, but to embrace them, to hug them, to tell them that we are ready for it. Because life can be full of failure, discomfort, hardship, sorrow, misery, pain, whatever it may be. But if we keep challenging ourselves and keep moving forward, we know we can achieve wonders in this world and maybe even in the hereafter. So I would end my speech with this great saying that always inspires me, that life is not about how many times you fall. It is about how many times you can stand back up. I hope to inspire you this with my speech, and I'm ready to take on a bigger challenge in my life. And I hope we all continue to keep challenging ourselves, not for today, not for tomorrow, but for the rest of our lives. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim. I am really enjoying this meeting. I now understand that all the leaders are leaders because they have so powerful messages and they have something to contribute to the society and to the fraternity of Toastmasters Pakistan. Thank you so much for that wonderful message you have given. Okay, can the tech host please mute? Yes, thank you. So our next speech today is by DTM Atif Irfan Sheikh, and it will be evaluated by Toastmaster Hina Ali. DTM Atif Irfan is the current CGD of Pakistan Toastmasters, and he will be serving as the PQD in the upcoming year. He is a distinguished Toastmasters twice, and he is the So he has also served as the division director and the area director, and he's sponsored 7 clubs and mentored 6 clubs in Toastmasters. He is president of the Lahore Toastmasters Club, has been for 2 times, and he's the founding president of Banu Mukhtar Toastmasters Club. He is a civil engineer by profession, and he's a member of many, many projects and clubs. And in his own words, he is a humble leader. Toastmaster Hina Ali, can you please explain the project details of DTM Atif Irfan Sheikh?
Thank you, Toastmaster Rabia. Today, DTM Atif is giving his project 4 from level 1 of the effective coaching pathway. And this is the evaluation and feedback speech, the first of the 2 speeches. The objective of this project is for him to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. And the purpose of this speech today is for him to present the speech and receive feedback from myself, his evaluator. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. The speech title is A Buried Nightmare. A Buried Nightmare. Over to you, DTM Atif.
Thank you very much, and I am audible and visible.
Absolutely.
Can you kindly confirm?
Yes, you are.
Okay, great. My dear fellow Toastmasters, memories are building blocks of personality. Do you agree? Because they make us what we are today. Sad memories, great memories, but the most impactful are our childhood memories. Sometimes the bad memories or the sad memories, they turn into nightmares. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear fellow Toastmasters, please close your eyes and take yourself back to your school life and just think about your friends around you. And I'm doing it with you. So let's close the eyes for a moment. Okay. So what I could see was a boy, 6 years old, a complete introvert, I would say. But his dreams were big, very big. He wanted to be the best student, the best sportsman, and above all, the best public speaker. He wanted to taste the flavor of applauses all around, standing on a big stage, in a big auditorium. That's what he always dreamed of. But the dreams seldom come true. I still remember he was sitting in the class when the teacher said, "Boys, we have a speech contest 7 days from now. Who is going to participate? And the boy tried to raise his hand, but oh no, can't do it. There was a chill in the spine and the excitement was all killed. The teacher looked around and he tried to raise his hand slowly again, but no, can't do it, can't do it. But it was too late for any sort of withdrawal. The teacher said, "Come out, boy. Here is your script. Your title is Qaid-e-Azam. Prepare yourself very well. Rehearse for 1,000,000 times." The boy was excited, but worried at the same time. So he took that script back home, practiced it for hundreds and thousands of times, standing on the chairs in his home and stairs in the school, anywhere and everywhere. He was so excited that 7 days were too long for him. Finally, the day came. He was sitting among the contestants in a large auditorium, in front of the large stage, waiting for his turn to go on stage. And his name was called. He slowly rose from his seat and started to move towards the stage. At that moment in time, something very wrong happened, very wrong. His heart started to sink and he felt sweat on his whole body. He kept on moving towards the stage with slow steps. And the 7 steps that were required to be climbed to reach the stage, they felt like 7 miles. He climbed the stage and looked at the rostrum, and the rostrum looked like a demon to him. He didn't give up. He cleared his throat and started speaking. But what he could just say was, Qaid-e-Azam was born. That's all. He was blank, absolutely blank. He was so disturbed, so nervous, that he was out of his mind. 2 of his friends went on stage and brought him down, and he was a dead man. He felt like a dead man. And he promised himself that I'll never try to stand out in life, whether it be public speaking or anything else. He cried and cried and cried, and all the confidence had completely shattered. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know. With that misery, he started to live a very normal life, just pulling himself into the stream of time. 40 years passed with the same misery. He had nightmares, the same nightmare, the same thing repeated in his nightmares. And that was a recurring nightmare. It was not becoming possible for him to get rid of that. And after 40 years, a miracle happened in his life. He started to meet people. He started to get rid of that introvert behavior. He started to speak in front of the people. That was a great time for him. And one day, he got a call from someone. "Hello, sir. I'm talking from the school you graduated. And the chairman is requesting you to come to us and deliver a keynote speech. So can you be available What could he say? He said, yes, it would be an honor for me. I'll come. I'll definitely come. And a few days later, he was sitting next to the chairman in the same auditorium, in front of the same big stage, waiting for the invitation to go to stage. This time he was not worried. He was confident. And finally, when he was invited on stage, those 7 steps were still there, but they were not like 7 miles to him. And when he climbed the stage, he saw a rostrum, but that was not looking like a demon. He smiled at the rostrum and delivered an excellent keynote speech. He got roaring applause all around. The students were literally impressed. And above that, he got a standing ovation from the chairman. The nightmare he had was buried somewhere very deep and was not going to come out ever again. So my dear fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, that boy is standing right in front of you. What was that miracle? Let me share with you. That miracle was Toastmasters. And what I found there were angels. The angels who were my mentors there. They taught me how to live a great life, how to meet with people, how to speak to people, and a lot more. I became a new person there. A person who had get rid of all those nightmares, all those fears, everything that was ruining his life. So I love you all, my dear Toastmasters fellows, my mentors. I love this organization. I love you all. Thank you very much for making my life. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Toastmaster Abhi, are you with us?
She is not. She is out of the meeting.
She's
Okay,
just
she's
back.
back.
Yeah, she's just.
Is it time for me to come now?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
I'm so sorry. My electricity just went and my laptop crashed. That is why I accidentally logged out. So next on our agenda is, although I'm having a hard time finding it right now, but next on our agenda is the speech by Toastmaster Akash, and it will be evaluated by Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Toastmaster Akash is currently serving. He is an enthusiastic Toastmaster, and I have heard him as the contest chair of one of the contests we had, the Urdu speech, and it was amazing to watch his energy and the way he has the management skill. He's the director of Area 9, District 122, Pakistan. He is also the PR content manager. He's president of Twin Cities Toastmasters Club, and he is the Division C Director-elect for the year 2022 and 2023. He has a rich experience of serving in all positions within a Toastmasters club, from president to club secretary. The Toastmasters, and we all know him as a visionary leader, and he has excellent team management skill as well. Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, can you please share his project details?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. It's my honor to introduce this veteran Toastmaster Akash Kumar. He's embarking on his effective coaching pathway. Level 3, inspire your audience. Timer, please note, his speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. The project is about inspire your audience. The purpose statement of this project is for the member to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspire others. The purpose of the speech is for the member to inspire the audience at large. Toastmaster Akash Kumar, you are the reason. You are the reason, Toastmaster Akash Kumar. Over to you.
You and I are similar to this bottle. Just like this bottle is filled with water, we are filled with emotions. Because we are human beings. And emotions makes us human beings. Surprise! Happiness! Pride! Guilt. We all have these emotions because emotions makes us human beings. However, most often we don't express these emotions and we keep them bottled up within ourselves. So, Madam Toastmaster of the evening and my fellow bottles, I have these emotions too. I was 20 when I fell in love with a beautiful girl. Ah, happy days. Till the best planet of this planet Earth interfered. Do you know who the best planets of this planet Earth are? Pakistani parents. They plan your name, they plan your life partner, they plan your children's name even before you are born. So when they came to know about us, they fixed that girl's wedding with someone else. I was angry. I called her. Hello, why are you getting married? And that too with someone else. A voice came. You idiot! You are the reason. Listen, there is a good in a good vibe. You have to find that good. After that, I was in a state of melancholy. I was so depressed. But then I decided to find that good in that good vibe. I started focusing on my studies. I started pursuing my father's dream. And my father's dream was that one day my son will become a FCA, fellow chartered accountant. But I failed badly. I entered my room that day and my father was waiting. He knew that I failed. I rushed to him. Father, I will work hard. I will burn my midnight oil. He said, son, in life, everything happens for a reason. But for your failure, you are the reason. I decided to work hard and I burned my midnight oil. And next time, I successfully failed again. So I did become an FCA, but a failed chartered accountant. I was so depressed. I decided to give up my studies. But my father reached out to me again and he said, son, if one way is not working, try another way. I started my studies again. And for that, my father was the reason. I started pursuing my mother's dream. And that was a graduate of LUMS, Lahore University of Management Sciences. I did become a graduate of LUMS, but Lalkurdi University of Management Sciences. And I landed to a job. Can you imagine? I became a CEO of Attack Refinery Limited. a chief envelope officer. I'm a procurement officer. So one day I was working and my manager told me about a club. And the motto of that club was for better listening, for better thinking, for better speaking. I was so excited, listening, thinking, talking, that's my thing. I visited that club till the table topic master pointed his gun on me. I could listen, but I couldn't. So I rushed towards the club mentors and I asked him, why the hell you do this table topic session? He looked into my eyes and he said, you, people like you are the reason. If you keep coming over here, you can overcome this stage fear. Today, I can speak. I can speak. And my mentor is a reason. My fellow Toastmasters, life is a bumpy road. It is full of twists and turns. You will find people who will knock you down, and you'll find people who will lift you up. They can be your friends, they can be your family, they can be Toastmasters. So whenever, if you have any emotions gathered, talk to them, open up, and release your emotions. Today, I'm feeling so relaxed, unburdened, and heard as a district leader, as a human being, because Karachi Toastmasters Club, Toastmasters, you all are the reason. Over to you, Madam TU.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. You are the reason for putting a smile on everyone's faces today. Thank you so much for doing that. And I am so overwhelmed by the amazing messages all of you leaders are giving us. It's a meeting to be remembered for a long, long, long time. Next on our agenda, we have not on the agenda, but next on our lineup, we have Toastmaster Azam Ali, and he will be evaluated by our VPE Toastmaster Imran Rana. Toastmaster Azam Ali has done FCA and FCMA. He is the area director of Area 5 for the year 2021-2022. He just got elected as the Division A director for the year 2022 and 2023. He loves to learn new things and loves to spread the fragrance of knowledge. And what better way to do that than the amazing stage of the Toastmasters. Toastmaster Imran Rana, will you be please tell us the details of his project?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Rabia Zishan. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today Toastmaster Sayyid Azam Ali will going to deliver a speech from Dynamic Leadership. He will be delivering an icebreaker speech. An icebreaker speech is a speech in which he will going to introduce himself amongst the members, and the time duration of the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. As we all know, Toastmaster Sayyid Azam Ali is a passionate Toastmaster. Let's see what icebreaker speech, spill the beans more about him. The speech title of Toastmaster Sayyid Azam Ali's speech is Memories. Memories. Toastmaster Azam, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Marriott. First of all, would you confirm that I am audible?
Yes, you are visible, but could you please take some steps to closer to the mic so that you are completely audible? You are audible, but you're not that much clear.
Okay, what about now? I'm clear now?
Okay.
Clear? Okay. Dear fellows and guests, due to my educational background, most of the people think that I was addicted to the books. But let me tell you the whole story. On the first day of my school, I refused to go. and my siblings dragged me to the school. When we reached in front of the school, I started crying. I lay down on the street and rolled over multiple times. Consequently, all of my uniform became muddy, and I avoided the school on that day. In order to develop the interest in studies, one day my elder sister told me, "Hey Azam, why don't you try to read the storybooks? You will enjoy a lot." I said, no, I have no need to read the books because I can understand everything through the pictures. She laughed and repeated this historical statement many times in the later years. But when I learned to study, I found a wonderful world of books around me because my father had a shop of books and newspapers. I remember that in my childhood, I impatiently waited for the month end. Fellow Toastmasters, how many of you wait for the month end nowadays? Of course, many. But this is for a different reason. I waited for the month end because at every month end, my father bring the monthly magazines and periodicals at home. And later on, I used to study each and every magazine. I even used to read the monthly Khawateen Digest and Women Digest on a regular basis. Coming to the school, soon I got settled in the school. I was good in studies and mostly take the position. All the teachers in the primary school were female and very polite. Azam, please do your work. Why are you so sad? Please be happy. They treated us like this. But later on, I was admitted in the government school, in which all the teachers were male and very strict. They shouted and beat the students. So whatever the interest I had in studies, that shoot it out of my mind in the starting days of the school. And then after I had a single desire, I want to get rid of the school as soon as possible. After the school, there came the dream life of the college. All the books in the government school were in Urdu, and all the books in college were English. And understanding those books was very difficult. But who cares? Who cares? Roaming about with the friends, watching movies with them, playing cricket with them. Those were the hobbies of those days. And 4 years passed in a wink of an eye. And the dream ended, and I woke up. And I asked to myself, what will you do in future? How would you earn? On the advice of a friend, I got admission in the ICMAP. But the studies of ICMAP were very difficult. When I started the ICMA, there were around 400 students in my batch. And most of them had better educational background than I had. My fear of failure was very high. But I knew that was my last chance to make my career. So I put down my head and focused on the studies. When the result of final was announced after 3 years, I was the only student of my batch whose name was in the list of passing students. That gave me a lot of courage, which was very helpful in my future life. After CMA, I moved from Lahore to Karachi for my CA studies and training. Away from home, that was the worst time of my life. However, due to the constraint of time, I may share those interesting stories sometime later. Coming to the Toastmasters, my journey in the Toastmaster is stupendous in every aspect. I was founding president of Century for Toastmaster. Two legends, DTM Rashid Dastaveer and DTM Atif Irfan, were our mentors. Both of them inspired me and to our club members for this club. Later on, I come across many Toastmasters I have friends all over Pakistan, even outside Pakistan. I learn a lot of things from each and every Toastmaster. And my journey of this Toastmaster is continue, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this journey. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azam, for that wonderful speech. It's time to call our last speaker for today's amazing Speakathon. Our next speaker is a father of four. He's an avid reader and a sci-fi geek. He's also a writer and a blogger and a professional trainer. By profession, he's a chartered accountant, and he has worked in the Citizen Foundation as the internal audit over there. How many have you guessed who am I about to call right now? Oh.
So difficult.
you do not count Toastmaster enough. Okay. He joined Toastmasters in 2016 and attained the GTM in 2019. He has served in various club positions, and he is currently serving as a district director for the District 122 Territorial Council, that is Pakistan. He is none other than our very own DTM Talha bin Hamid, and he will be evaluated by our evaluator and our guest, Toastmaster Meher Tanveer. Toastmaster Meher, will you please explain your the project details for DTM Talha?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Rabia. Surprise, surprise is as much a surprise for me as for all of you, but I'm so privileged and honored to be here to evaluate, my goodness, distinguished Toastmaster and District Director Talha bin Hamid. Distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid will be presenting a speech from the Strategic Relationship Path. It is level 4, project 1, evaluation and feedback. This is the first speech. He has to present his speech, receive feedback, and apply the feedback in his next speech. And if he so wishes, he may have me as an evaluator for the next speech, but I'm positive he probably won't. Anyhow, coming to the title of the speech, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid will be presenting his expose on the end. The end. Distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Am I audible and visible? All right. It's another day in paradise. Dr. Muhammad Hamidul Qadir is relaxing in an easy chair in his private garden, surrounded by lush green grass, tall trees, and emerald rivulets of honey and water. He is a hale and hearty 35 years old. He has flawless dark skin and a healthy, full head of hair. He is sipping on a rainbow-colored drink when a small being, all clad in white, approaches him and says, "Sir, your son just arrived and he wants to see you one last time." Dr. Hamid's face turned to stone. He puts the glass on the crystal table. He slowly gets up, takes a few paces. His eyes well up with tears of rage. He turns to the white-clad being and his eyes ablaze with fury shouts, "How dare he!" Fellow Toastmasters and guests, back on Earth, in a house in Eastern District of Karachi, people are milling about. There are chairs in the yard on which bored men of various ages are sitting, trying to pass the time. Some have chapters of the Holy Quran in their hands, but most are engaged in their mobiles or in making small talk. In a corner, 5 of those men are sitting in a group. They don't really like that much each other, but they're forced to sit together because they are the friends of the deceased. They're all chartered accountants, and that is why they are discussing with each other who works where, how much salary is each one making, and who bought a house or a new car or did a glorious investment somewhere. They are trying to pretend their best to feel sad for their deceased friend. And it is so hard. Their relief is so great because their friend used to be a chronic manic depressive. And it is so amazing to find that he is no longer in their life. They will no longer have to listen to his tales of woe. But one has to maintain appearances. So after looking awkwardly at each other for like 10 minutes, one of them intones, okay, let's raise our hands in prayer for our dear friend. And visibly relieved, all of them join him in Fatiha. The main reason they're sitting here is because their wives are inside the house, comforting the wife and the mother. The mother is sitting in a corner and reading the Holy Quran. She routinely reads the Holy Quran for her deceased husband. And now she is wondering how much more Quran she has to read. She is sad, of course, but she is a strong-willed lady. And she knows that she has led a full and rich and rewarding life. And she will get through this crisis just like she got all the other crises that faced her. A short distance away, her daughter-in-law is sitting. Of course, she is devastated. She cannot imagine a life going forward, but she's surrounded by her children. And slowly and gradually, she realizes that there's a whole lifetime of missing the deceased, but the more practical problems are more immediate. For example, livelihood, survival. She knows for sure that the kids can no longer study where they're studying right now. So they will have to be admitted to a gasp. Government school, what will people say? The kids themselves, the eldest son is really very sad. He is a dear soul and he loves everyone unconditionally. And he's wondering who will now buy games for him and who will watch nerdy videos on YouTube along with him. There is no one else on the planet who shares his interest except his father. The eldest daughter, a preteen, predictably cares about no one. The only one faintly tolerable to her is her mother, and she's glad that at least she's there. The third daughter is slightly disturbed. She's trying to understand what's going on, but she thinks her father has gone away on one of his travels and he'll be back soon. The youngest daughter, though, is blissfully asleep through all of this. A little distance further, in Pakistan's only shipping corporation, the head of HR is pulling at his hair. He's saying to his deputy, we found this fool after 8 months of search who was willing to work at 50% of market salary. Now tell me, how will we find another? It will take us another 8 months, and this time I'll surely be fired. The HR team is frantically drafting another advertisement. And meanwhile, in the Toastmasters community, there are two schools of thought. The first school says that there should be a commemorative event to celebrate the deceased. But the other school of thought says that maybe just a message from the district leadership should be enough. After all, if we stop to condole and console every such passing, how will district business be conducted? We will spend the whole year In condolences, back to heaven, Dr. Hamid al-Qadir says, all right, but just one last time and never again. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster DTM Talha bin Hamid. Yes, people are still applauding. Thank you so much. That brings us end to the amazing epic speakathon we had today. I would now like to ask the timer, has everyone qualified for the voting?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, three of the speaker, they are not qualified as per timing, and their timings were Toastmaster Iram Ghayas took 12 minutes and 40 seconds, and the allotted time was 8 to 10 minutes. Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim took 4 minutes and 28 seconds, and the minimum qualification time is 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And DTM Atif Irfan Sheikh took 9 minutes and 25 seconds. Rest of the speakers are qualified. Okay, before that, I would request all the evaluators to please, once their evaluation completed, they please share your scores according to how the speech has adhered to its objectives, and directly shared to myself, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Imran Rana, for the timing reports. Yes, I was about to say that our very proactive DTM Saad Shoaib has floated the poll. Please vote for your best speaker so that we can move on. Okay, so let's move on. We have come to the end of an amazing line of speeches by the amazing district directors, and we saw the speakers within the leaders today, and it was amazing to hear the messages they have given throughout the evening. Next is the general evaluation session, and it will be conducted by our very own, one of the very youngest DTM Saad Shoaib. He is a digital market professional for 3 years. He is leading the digital marketing department of a US-based software house and one of the only 2 barcode providers in Pakistan. He is a very dedicated and passionate Toastmasters and is always there. I see him in every meeting, and there's a lot to learn from it. And he has a long way to go ahead in the Toastmasters journey. Please give a huge round of applause to our general evaluator, DTM Saad Shoaib.
Copyright हो जाएगा।
नहीं होगा ये वाला। So, fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, it's now time for that moment that we all know what we did good and where we can improve on, and it's time to put on the general evaluator's hat. A meeting that was filled with champions all around, champions, leaders, and all of that. But like they say, you might be the best, you might be the champion, but there's always that little bit room for improvement, and this session will tell you what that room is. So let's move on to the session, and we had the first speaker, who was Toastmaster Iram Ghayas, and she was evaluated by Toastmaster Kareem Meghani. Toastmaster Kareem, are you with us?
Toastmaster Saad, could you please call Toastmaster Mariam Arif first, if she is available?
She is not in the meeting.
Okay, let me check.
He was just in the meeting.
She will
He
be.
just
She will be the first speaker.
Okay, so we can wait for her, right?
Now we can wait for everyone. The speech segment is already over.
Yes, she's back now. So fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, let's reset once again. We are DTM Malik Umair who spoke, and he will be evaluated by the champion Toastmaster Mariam Arif. So Toastmaster Mariam, over to you.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So DTM Umair's speech, Little Things, it really made me realize of how the little things in life matter. And this is the same that we learn at Toastmasters, of how these little things of appreciating everyone and giving those feedbacks and making sure that everyone's introduced and given the right awards and voted for. So these are the little things that we take care at Toastmasters as well. So it was a beautiful, beautiful message. It was indeed a very well organized speech because it had the introduction, it had the main body in which he shared the stories of his two nieces, Aisha and Amna, and he very well ended it with giving us a twist and relating it with the conclusion and related the conclusion with the introduction and the main title as well. And I really, really liked his gestures and the meaningful body movements, the dialogues, and all in all, the script was also a completely perfect script. So moving on to that, I am moving towards the things that he can improve upon and make it an even more impactful speech. So the two things that I would like to suggest, the first one is the expressions and the second one is the vocal variety. Like in the intro, when he was telling us when he was making that base for his story, he could have added more expressions, more smile, because the message was very positive about how the little things matter. So a little smile could have made us realize how even a little smile also really matters. Moving on towards the dialogue delivery, he portrayed two contrasting personalities, Aisha and Amna, where Amna was really energetic. So if that energy also would have reflected in his dialogues when she said that I really want to celebrate my happiness, so that would have made even more impact. Or when Aisha was all dull and dry and the plain face. So those contrasts would have been better reflected if they were also present in your dialogues and in your expressions, and also when there were two little girls talking to you. So a little vocal variety could also have like squeaky voice or Chaju, please, one more right, something like that would have made more impact. So that is how I feel that this would have added more energy, more expressions, more vocal variety. So you could have made it even more impactful, but all in all, it was a really positive message, and I really enjoyed your speech. Over to DTM Abid.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster Maria. So now we'll move on to the next speaker, who was Toastmaster, if I'm not wrong, Toastmaster Zishan Abid, and he was evaluated by Toastmaster Fahim Raza. So Toastmaster Fahim, over to you.
Sure. Thank you, DTM Saad Shoaib. If you just give me a few seconds, I've got this call to prayers in the background. So just a few minutes. It's just about to end. Thank you. Okay, thank you for your patience. So I will start now. I had a very lovely and experienced speaker in DTM's Zishan Abid. As they say, there are two things to any performance, the strong opening and the strong closing. And if you have both, the audience is willing to forgive you for any mistakes or any mishaps that you make in the body part. And sir, let me congratulate you. You had both of these. The strong opening in the sense that you started with the vocal variety of your kids. Right from the go, you had us captured. When your kids, when you had run down of your kids, right from the elder one, what she or he is requesting you and what is your response to it. You had the vocal variety of your child and then your voice on top. So well done on that, sir. After that, you took us, well, throughout that, from the start, you took us down to the memory lane. All of us are, well, I'm unfortunately old enough to get whatever you were saying, whether it was the television, the way the television were, the way the past was, and now the way it is with all the technology that in the child's hands, the cartoons, what were our activities and what is their activities, whether what they are playing on the mobile, what we were playing on the mobile, how much time they have on the telly or on the mobile, and how much time, the limited time that we were giving by our parents, which you mentioned, couple of hours the most in the day. So it took us all down to the memory lane, as TM Rabia Zishan also commented after your speech. And not only that, it also had this humor. You see, if you had only narrated it, what it was like and what it is now, it wouldn't have been enough. You had that humor in with your vocal variety at every point. And then you, and let me give you an example, the humor, the way you included the humor. You give it the example of the elephant, the baby elephant, when he is roped to the hook, how he behaves it. And the humor is best when it's self-deprecating. And you had this because you compared yourself as an adult elephant with that younger version. So once again, kudos to you, sir, on those lovely points. As the general evaluator said, there's always a few things that you can improve on, even if you are the best speaker. So let me just mention a couple of things here. You mentioned in the speech, there was a quote from someone where they mentioned that you cannot take kids to the past, you have to let them live the way they are, and you just have to appreciate that the times have moved on. Perhaps it would have been even better if you had given who quoted that and the actual exact phrase of that quotation. I think you were paraphrasing it. And if you were paraphrasing it, then mention that you are paraphrasing it. And I think there were a couple of missed opportunities of the humor to be added on. Like when you mentioned KFC, your father wants KFC, but let not mom anger. She will be angry, let have it. I think there were a couple of things that you might have missed on, but all in all, very well done. Thank you, sir. With that, over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster 5. And now, fellow Toastmaster and guests, we'll move on to the next speaker who was DTM Atif Irfan. And he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Hina Ali. So, Toastmaster Hina, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator DTM Saad. And good evening to everyone, and specifically also to my speaker today, DTM Atif Irfan. Today, DTM Atif Irfan was doing his project on evaluation and feedback, project 1, the first speech, for which he needed to speak on any topic and take feedback. So I'd like to talk about content and delivery. So when I think about the content, DTM Atif had a very nice structure to his speech. He started with a phrase about memories being the building blocks of our lives. And then he asked a question for us, which was not exactly rhetorical. he wanted us to participate, and I loved that. So he engaged us as an audience right there, took us back to our earliest memories to think about a time, a memory that stayed with us. It could have been a happy one. It could have been a sad one. When I read his the title of his topic, that had me intrigued, A Buried Nightmare. So as soon as he started talking about memories, something clicked, and his question and his whole exercise of making the audience close their eyes for a few moments and think about it brought things back even to me from my childhood. And then what I loved was he got into a story in a third person voice, and there was dialogue in the stories. There was a lot of amazing facial expressions and hand gestures. And so we were with the story, we were with this person who we didn't know who this person was. And the fact that they froze up on stage, the metaphors that he used, describing the steps, 7 steps as being 7 miles, the rostrum as being a demon, amazing. It was like one could visualize. And then he took us through the whole experience of this person sitting down, and then the fact that they had recurring nightmares. And this was a misery that the person lived with for 70 years. So beautifully crafted. And then coming to some positives in that person's life. And then finally bringing us to the fact that he was that person and telling us about how Toastmasters has transformed him. So beautiful, subtle promotion of the whole beautiful movement of Toastmasters. That was amazing. If I could just give 1 or 2 pieces of feedback, all your body language, everything was amazing. Your voice was amazing as well, but I would have loved to hear a bit of vocal variety when you spoke about the teacher. The glasses were amazing, but the voice changing at that time would have been perfect. And a little bit of that movement towards the back of the room would have allowed for you to do the 2 role plays, and it would have been the cherry on the cake. So beautiful speech, beautifully structured. Your delivery was almost flawless. Just work on your space movement and a little bit of vocal variety. And I would love to hear this speech again from you. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hina. So we'll move on to the next speaker, who was Toastmaster Azam, according to the agenda, because there was so much chopping and changing. So the next speaker was Toastmaster Azam, and he was to be evaluated by Toastmaster Imran Rana, and I'll be timing this speech. Over to you.
Let me switch the agenda once again. Please call me at the last.
Okay, perfect. So the next speaker was Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim, and he is to be evaluated by the first runner-up of the International Video Speech Contest, Toastmaster Anam Kadri. So Toastmaster Anam, over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Saad Ibrahim, you started off really well with the quote that what cannot be cured cannot be endured, can be endured, must be endured. I'm sorry, I took it the wrong way. You started off really well, and the moment you gave this quotation, it showed that you were confident enough. You had the voice clarity, you had that little smile of yours that was enough to captivate us, to let me know that, okay, something confident is coming up, something powerful is coming up. And even after reading out your speech title, Life is Nothing But Challenges, I was ready for a powerful speech. You know, despite these problems that we are facing these days, especially the inflation. We really need such words as life will throw challenges to you. It's you who have to endure it and to move it forward with positivity. But while going through with your speech, while hearing your speech, first thing was that I found your camera was not in line with your body language. You were trying to give us your expressions. You were bending forward. You were trying to reinforce your topics, your statements, and the clauses that you included in between. Those were very powerful clauses. But then it wasn't giving the same effect as it would have been if the camera was in line with your body, like in front of you. Although I was really watching you moving forward, moving backwards, and you were trying to enforce your topic in the way. You started off with clasping your hand, but hats off to you that you had the hand movements, meaningful hand movements that gave me the sense that, okay, this man is confident enough to speak on any topic he wants to. The confidence was there, the smile was there, the enforcement was there. First thing, I wanted to hear more of it, Saad. TM Saad was so good, and though your topic was really well, but unfortunately, the speech wasn't long enough to give me that effect. I wanted to hear more, to get the essence, to come to, so that when I get up from this meeting, I am a new Anna with a new feeling, a new time to come up, yes, throw the challenges to me, and I will walk over it. I will trample your challenges and move the other way. Secondly, your pathway was engaging humor. So I was looking for some humor in it to grasp the audience attention. But then that does not mean the content was not presentable enough. The content was not reinforcement enough. So a little work on your screen size and vocal variety, and you would ace, inshallah. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster Anna. So the next speaker we had was Toastmaster Akash Kumar, and he will be evaluated by a person who has been practicing for a while now. Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. So Toastmaster Latif, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My fellow Toastmasters, today the Toastmaster, the area director, has proved himself worthy of that position just because he not only delivered the message that is well suited, believe in no one but yourself, just because you are the reason. The speech was fantabulously humorous and evenly balanced, a monopoly speech. The use of prop was so very well defined that it never left away from the speech. Now, any individual looking at a water bottle will for sure have his eyes on the cap. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Akash. The another thing which I loved in it was the emotions. The emotions of happiness, the sadness, the use of the failed CA, the characters what you bring in, and the gratitude to the mentors. All was in line to motivate any other than one himself. I love the accent, the movement of the stage which you used it, so well defined, so well energetic, and the body language. These were the best moments of my speech. The speech which I loved, and I will keep it near to my heart. It was so memorable. Now, every speech has some areas of improvement. And if I have to choose one, it is the one which I prefer using it. You brought in some characters of love. You brought in characters of your education. You brought in your the career in your life. But I did not see the second lady who came into your life and said, "You are the reason I came into this trap." It would be a lovely way to have that end which you started. That one thing which I feel was missing. A timely speech, well balanced, good usage of grammar, a little bit of pause would have helped everything. Now, let me summarize. The speech was well delivered, the use of the props, the expressions, the emotions showed, the happiness, the sadness. The stage movement only had it a little bit of one more at end, which is the requirement of the speech, as per my knowledge, would have made this a memorable one. Looking forward to hear a lot more speeches from you. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Latif. And now, mateys, we'll move on to the next speaker, or the first speaker, who was Toastmaster Iram Rayas, and she was evaluated by Toastmaster Karim Meghani. So, Toastmaster Karim, from the darkness, over to you.
Thank you, evaluator. Thank you for giving me opportunity, by the way. It was an honor. It was an honor for this whole event to listen to all your leaders. All leaders were fantastic. Whatever speeches I was able to listen, we can see the level whenever we are seeing, witnessing any speeches from you guys. You did a presentation today. Really, you just need to this session immediately that you need to prove.
Karim, you're not audible, Karim.
When you are delivering.
He is audible though, but a little bit unclear.
Yes,
so
a little bit unclear, yeah.
Can you turn off your video?
Extremely unclear.
And he's gone now.
Yeah. We spoke too soon. Let's just say he's back. He's back. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Now everyone just let him speak, no matter what. Otherwise, he will go again. Toastmaster Karim.
Now I'm audible.
Barely audible.
Wow. Why should I go out from the car? Maybe the network is better there. Welcome to Africa. But if people are imagining that I'm living in a perfect world, can you hear us?
Yes, go ahead, Toastmaster Karim. Yeah, it's a little difficult to hear, but this time. Oh. Right.
I think we should move on to the next speaker, evaluator, and we request him to write down his evaluation to Iram Rayas.
Just let's try once more. He's back.
One last try, yeah.
Toastmaster Karim, you're on.
By writing, this is really frustrating you. Really sorry. I know all ancient everything is frustrating. We send it by writing. Is it okay for you?
Yes, I think that's much.
I will send
better.
you right. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
So just Just
Okay.
write it and share it. Yeah.
Okay, I will send it by writing. Really sorry for the situation. Sorry.
No worries at all, Toastmaster Kareem. We appreciate your effort and we thoroughly understand your situation. So this is absolutely fantastic that you made every possible effort. So no worries at all, and let's move on.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kareem. And now, fellow Toastmasters and guests, we'll move on to the next speaker, who was DTM Talab bin Hamid, and he was evaluated by by the mystery by the mystery evaluator, Toastmaster Meher Tanvi. So, Toastmaster Meher, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saad Shoaib, General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, today distinguished Toastmaster Talha was not a speaker. He was a director. What a powerful, thought-provoking topic, relevant to all, and the way he delivered it, with exemplary, beautifully descriptive, well-written language that actually painted the scenes as if we were actually there. He used adjectives such as emerald water, flawless dark skin, a healthy full head of hair, his face turned to stone. Excellent use of idiomatic expression that painted the film that he presented before us on the topic of death. And he maintained that element of mystery that surrounded the title. And what a wonderful title, The End, that captured and enraptured the audience and kept us hooked throughout the speech by not introducing the meaning of it immediately, but by taking us through a narration, and by taking us by not by telling us, but by showing us, which is a wonderful writer's device. Well done on that. Secondly, the topic itself was very purposeful, and it made me remember my impressions at such events as well, where I would have attended funerals of loved ones. And I would also be thinking about what people are thinking, feeling, the near and dear relatives or the friends, and what is actually happening in the afterlife. So it was a very relevant topic for all. I also loved how at the end, he brought this humorous twist by introducing the Toastmaster segment to an otherwise despondent narrative. Now, just to help enhance the intensity of your wonderful film noir, I have some recommendations. First of all, you had a number of characters in your speech. There was the mother, the daughter-in-law, the children. By making use of the stage and using physical gestures, the mother was in the corner, maybe having a prop with a tasbih, slouching shoulders, downcast. The daughter-in-law, maybe having her head in her hands. The daughter and son on different sides of the stage would have enhanced your narrative and enhanced the picture that you were trying to paint for us. Secondly, vocal variety and facial expressions. How dare he could have been, how dare he, with your turn of your head and an amplified tone. Also, the facial expressions when you're mentioning that the friends are remembering that now the friend is no more. Sadness in the eyes, that would have enhanced. Lastly, some narrative device in the beginning of your speech to connect us to the fact that maybe I might have missed in my excitement that the deceased was actually a Toastmaster. That might have connected your speech a little bit better. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Meher. And next, we move on to the next speaker, and I think the final speaker Toastmaster Azam Ali, and he was evaluated by Toastmaster Imran Rana, and I'll be timing this speech.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator DTM Saad Ibrahim. Memories are the most persistent, precious, and pretty moments of life. They are the small packets of joys and happiness that add sugars to life's bitter cup of coffee. Today, Toastmaster Syed Azam Ali delivered his icebreaker speech about memories. And what a beautiful sketch what a beautiful picture he just took. He started from his childhood, then he brought his college life story, and finally the financial institution's life, then finally the Toastmasters life. The whole speech was in a chronological order. You delivered the speech with full of confidence. Your body language was perfectly aligned with your speech. You brought in some humor in your speech. Okay, you just changed the position when you were acting the role of your sister. Okay, that was great, but you could have bring some more change in vocal variety that could differentiate it. Your hand gestures were perfectly aligned. You were looking a very confident speaker today. Okay, then you brought, first you told us about your school life, that you were a child who doesn't like to go to school. And then you brought up to the government school, and then you told us about how you connect yourself with the storybooks. And finally, you told us about the ACMA's part, where I remember my memory about ICMA's result. Since you find your results, you found your name in the list, and every time when I looked the list, I didn't find my name. Yes, I do find my name in the list of failures. So congratulations on that. Overall, you delivered a wonderful speech. I would like to add something in this, that life brings smile, tears, and memories. Tears dry, smiles fade away, but the beautiful memories of childhood remain forever. So keep inspiring us, keep delivering. Don't stop your Toastmasters journey. And with that, I would like to congratulate you on completing your icebreaker speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Syed Azam Ali.
Well, I might not be Azam Ali, but Azam Ali was. Thank you very much. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, we are done with all of the speech evaluators. Mr. Timer, have all the speech evaluators qualified?
Fortunately, all the speech evaluators are qualified.
That's perfect. So we'll float a poll right about now, and everyone can vote. And in the meantime, let me just call upon the listener first before he's deprived of battery of his laptop. So, Toastmaster Fahim, over to you.
Thank you, DTM Saad Ibrahim, for being so kind. Yes, I've got about 5% battery left, and I've just wasted a millisecond of battery left by just mentioning that I've got 5%. So, all right, let me move on with the listening part. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be asking a series of questions. If you do know the answer, please shout it out. So let me start with the first one. What is the age of the youngest child of DTM Zishan Abid?
3.
5 years. 5 years.
What is the age of the youngest child
6
of DTM?
years.
No, 6 was
6
second.
years.
6 was second.
6 years is the correct. Thank you. In DTM Malik Umair, he had two nieces. The elder niece, Aisha, she was unhappy. Why was she so quite unhappy?
Because she was thinking if she ever asks for a party, will it be considered or not?
No. Malik Umar took her sweets from her. That's why she was unhappy.
Yeah, kind of correct. She was unhappy, unless I heard it correctly. She was unhappy because all the fun was being diverted to Amna, and Aisha thought she was left out and it wasn't for her. Perhaps that's why. Okay, next one. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. Who said that?
Akash. No. Saad.
Toastmaster Akash.
Saad.
Saad Ibrahim.
Saad Ibrahim is correct. Okay, sticking to Saad Ibrahim, what did the HR offer but did not quite offer to retain him? They offered everything, but they didn't offer one thing that would have retained him.
FT paycheck.
That's right, and we can all very much relate to it for sure.
Exactly.
All right, which restaurant did TM Iram plan her get together in?
Lasagna.
That's right, and what was the timeline, month and the year?
It was November 2021. And it was on 11th of November.
My goodness, we should get an award on active listening. That's brilliant. All right, moving on.
Yeah, he moved on.
The battery is dead.
Oh.
Perfect time. So, thank you very much. Toastmaster Fahim for that amazing session. Now we'll move on to the Word Master and the comedian of the meeting, Toastmaster Talab bin Mohammed.
Fahim is back.
Okay.
You froze, so we assumed that it had happened.
The battery is dead.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I don't know what happened. No, the battery is still there, 4% left. So I think I've got enough time to go.
Yeah, wow. Okay. So
all right.
You tell us which laptop you are using.
Yes, please.
I can sell it to you. Let's negotiate later. All right, we were on DTF Atif. He was asked to deliver a speech in his school. What was the title that was given to him? That is correct. After how many years the miracle happened to him that allowed him to speak?
40 years. 40 years.
That is correct. What was TM Akash speech title?
You are the reason.
That is correct. Were you his evaluator?
Yes, he was.
I'd actually written on my list that ask TM Latif Mansoor to not mention it. He's not qualified to answer this one. I forgot to mention that. All right, sticking to him. Again, you are not allowed to answer, TM Latif Mansoor Ali. According to him, who is the best planner of the planet Earth, on this planet Earth?
Pakistani parents.
Pakistani parents, that's it. DTM Talha mentioned a deceased person in his speech. In which kind of organization did the deceased person worked in?
Shipping
PNSC.
Shipping organization, that's right.
Toastmaster does not count.
Okay, sticking with DTM Talha, after how many years has the HR found this person that died soon
8
after?
months.
8 years, 8 months.
Not even yet.
Years.
8 months is correct. That's right. TM Azam Ali father had a business. What kind of business was it?
Books and
Bookshop.
magazines and books.
Bookshop.
That's right. That is correct. Friends advised him to take admission in an organization. What was that organization?
ICMA.
80% of people are in that.
That's your pain speaking. TM Imran Rana, I believe. I think that's it from me. With that, back to you.
How much battery left? How much battery left? This is for the buyer.
3%. You must buy this.
Wow. Wow.
I think it probably lasts the meeting.
Another round of applause for the battery.
Good job, brother. Good job.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, and now we move on to the next role player who was the word master and the Canadian DTM Tala bin Hamid. So over to you, DTM Tala.
Thank you so much. First of all, the word of the day, melancholy. I don't think it was used much. I think it was used by Toastmaster Latif, Toastmaster Rabia, and Toastmaster Azam. And all of them look puzzled that did we use that word? Yes, indeed, you did use that word. Anyhow. Now, it was an amazing meeting in terms of grammar and grammar usage. Predictably enough, since the district leaders were the speakers, there better not be too many grammatical mistakes. Thank God it panned out. And instead, we witnessed so many great usages that I even did not know some of them. So apologies for that in advance. First, the good usages. The little thing, it meant nothing to me, but everything to her, by P.Q.D. Umair. Life is nothing but challenges. They don't need a psychiatrist. We do. The sad reality. There's going to be a new challenge waiting. Knock on your door. A buried nightmare. That was an amazing speech title. Chill in the spine. In fact, your speech was filled with amazing phrases. 7 steps were like 7 miles. Rostrum looked like a demon. And then, Toastmaster Akash, for your failure, you are the reason. Successfully failed again. Stupendous in every respect. And then, the evaluations were no less eloquent. Stupendous in every respect. Beautifully crafted. Subtle promotion. Captured and enraptured. Not by telling, but showing. And otherwise despondent narrative. That was all I was able to note, honestly speaking. Very few grammatical errors, and they were more like improvement areas rather than errors. So someone said their challenges are much better than others, could be much easier than those faced by others. Then someone said something very wrong happened. There's nothing wrong as such with this, but perhaps wrong is too easy a word. Something very disturbing could be better. He will be going to introduce. My father had a shop of books and newspapers. Could have been he ran a bookshop. And again, just an improvement area, not technically wrong. Shoot it out could have been shot out of my mind. That was an error, by the way. And picture he just took could have been picture he just painted. Over to you, Journal Evaluator.
Thank you very much, DTM Tala bin Hamid. So thanks to Toastmaster Latif. Well, I've just learned a new feature on Zoom, which is this avatar. So we'll move on to the next role player who is the timer, Toastmaster Imran Rana. So over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Should I call him Sashweb or what should I call him?
Anything you like.
Okay, general evaluator. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, we started 9 minutes late and it's about 9 minutes and 43 seconds. So you can less that 10 minutes from 9 minutes and 43 seconds. Okay, so Toastmaster Zishan Abid was the first speaker. He took 7 minutes and 16 seconds. Then Toastmaster Iram Ghayas took 12 minutes and 40 seconds. Then Malik Umair took 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Then we had Saad Ibrahim. He took 4 minutes and 28 seconds. Atif Irfan Sheikh took 9 minutes and 25 seconds. Akash Kumar took 6 minutes and 28 seconds. Toastmaster Sayyid Azam Ali took 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And DTM Talha took 7 minutes and 26 seconds. From evaluators, timing reports, Toastmaster Mariam Arif took 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Fahim Razak took 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Toastmaster Hina took 3 minutes and 21 seconds, so she is qualified. Toastmaster Anam Qadri took 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Meher Tanveer took 3 minutes and 12 seconds. So with that, I would like to hand over the charge back to the general evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster Master Imran Rana, and I've been reminded that this is a district meeting, so let's not have too much fun with it. So the next we have is the R counter who is Toastmaster Anam Qadri. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, DTM Saad. For the R counter, TM Rabia, I'll just be calling out those names who actually use the few R's and ums. And the rest of them whose names are not called out, that means naturally they don't have, there wasn't any R's and ums in their speeches. The Toastmaster Rabia had 5 R's and 1 so. Toastmaster Kareen had 5 R's and 1 and. Toastmaster Iram Ghayas had 9 R's, 4 so's, and 4 ands. And that was also because she was very excited to present her DTM project. So I think that is why she was short of words or something. She wanted to express so many things. She had so many ideas and she wanted to express it so well. Mariam Arif had 7 R's. Toastmaster Hina had 5 R's and 3 ands. Toastmaster Atif, DTM Atif, had 1 R and 1 and. Toastmaster Imran Rana had 8 R's, 1 and 1 OK. That's my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anam Qadri. So that brings us to the end of an excellent session. And now please vote vote for the best role player. And meanwhile, as you're voting, let me just give my 2 bits about the meeting. So thanks to the timer, I know the meeting was not on time because as always the when you give the role to me, and you'll always find me late due to work. So the meeting was roundabout on time, but yes. That I think we can we can do with. The speeches were absolutely amazing, and no, not only because they were and all of the speakers were the leaders, but uh, uh, for the fact that each and every speech had a message and a thing to actually take away. So that was nice, and yes, and the the Toastmaster of the day had was 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 well was well was well prepared, rehearsed with all of the intros, bios, past past records and everything. So that made um, uh, made the audience know that who is the speaker. I'm not sure whether she actually asked for them or she I went to actually 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 stalk them one by one. So we won't know about that. And now for some areas to work upon for the next meeting. When and if you have a role as a speaker or a evaluator, maybe you can talk to the VPE before the meeting and arrange those those accordingly as per your activities or engagements. Next, when and if the the speaker is going over time, maybe we can let them speak because they uh, uh, won't be voted for, and I think being a being a leader that's worse enough uh, for anyone. And next, since we uh, don't have the table topics, maybe the Toastmaster of the day can remind about the word of the day and also the uh, GE as well, who did not do that. So both the both the both the Toastmaster and also the GE of the meeting. Overall, an excellent meeting, amazing speakers, speeches, evaluation, role players, and throughout it was absolutely engaging. And with that, I would like to call upon the the Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Rabia. So over to you. I'm out.
Thank you so much, DTM Saad for that wonderful, detailed journal evaluation of the entire session and for bringing us a smile on everyone's face with your sarcastic comments and your tips. And I agree when DTM Talha bin Hamid was giving the word master report, I felt like, oh, we should have reminded everyone to keep using the word because I had totally forgotten about it. So that is really a very good tip. I would now like to, I think everyone must have seen the poll. Regardless of the results today, it was an amazing, amazing meeting. I thoroughly enjoyed. I really hope that our leaders also enjoyed as well. And they found this step taken by the Karachi Toastmasters Club as something that we really, really appreciate them. And we honor what they have done the entire year, the work, the time, the passion they have given. And we would really like to thank you all for joining us. I would now like to, okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay. Okay. So I would now like to call our president, DTM Talha bin Hamid, to do the ending remarks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, dear district leaders, first of all, we are thoroughly honored by your presence here today. I could not put it in words, and even then, I will spend about 500 words trying to express that. But seriously, we could not be more honored, given the shortish time frame. Most of you agreed, and we had a quorum because you did not know it, but not only it was an XCOM meeting, but and our district admin manager is taking minutes, by the way. but also it was a contest. How? Because we have our Critics' Choice Award as per KTC's tradition. And as with every speakathon that we have, we announce the top 3 results. And these Critics' Choice are actually, for those of you who don't know, the Critics' Choice is actually compiled based on 2 factors. The 50% weightage is given to evaluation of a speech as per International Speech Contest ballot, and 50% is given to the evaluator's evaluation with respect to how closely it adhered to the project's objectives. So both of those factors combine to form the final score. Today we had not 1, but 2 judges. And we also had feedback from our evaluators. So let me announce, as always, the top 3 winners. And yes, congratulations, because being district leaders, we made you participate in a speech contest. So someone should be writing to Toastmasters World Headquarters. I won't be doing that. So, anyhow, 3rd place goes to DTM Malik Umair. Congratulations. 2nd place, just give me a second. Sorry. Just give me a second. Yeah. 2nd place goes to myself. And if anyone requires confirmation, our VP Education will happily provide you the proof. And 1st place goes to Toastmaster Akash Kumar. You are the reason. Congratulations. So these were the Critics' Choice Award, and hope all of you got a little bit of a flavor of a speech contest. And let me clarify that time disqualifications are not considered either for voting or for Critics' Choice. So I've been told that DTM Saad has other voting results ready. So DTM Saad, please share those.
Absolutely. So
Top 3.
the moment, yes, I know that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Reminder once again. So the moment we've all been waiting for, and after which we'll move on to have our meals, and so starting off with the best prepared speaker, the 3rd place goes to DTM Zishan Abid. The 2nd place goes to Toastmaster Akash Kumar. And the first place goes to DTM Talab bin Hamid. Now, let's move on to the best prepared speech evaluators. So the third place goes to Toastmaster Lateef Mansoor Ali. The second place goes to the mystery Toastmaster Meher Tanveer. And the first place goes to the person who 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 actually has a magical laptop because he's online as well. No, sorry, that's his phone, I think. So the best, the the first place goes to Toastmaster Fahim Raza. And again, the best role player goes to the person with the magical laptop, Toastmaster Fahim Raza. And now, the best of big two by a long margin, and really a long way, because because of a constant hard work, dedication, preparation, rehearsal, and everything. The Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Rabia Dishan, with the best big two. So with that, it's over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, DTM Saad. And thank you everyone for voting. Now there's nothing much to do except to bring this meeting to a close. And I have a 5-hour keynote ready. So, no, I'm just kidding. Instead, I would like our honorable leaders to share their brief thoughts about the meeting, starting with our PQD, Malik Umair, if you can.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure and an honor to be here with all the learned leaders. And I completely agree that all the speeches, they were very thought-provoking, and the lessons that were shared by all the leaders, they were very beautiful, very thought-provoking, very insightful. And I'm for sure going to take all those lessons with me, and I'm going to apply all of those in my life. So it was a win-win situation for me, being able to share something with everyone and being able to take away a lot of learnings. Thank you so much, KTC, for this wonderful initiative. And let's try to continue this for the rest of the years. Thank you so much for having me. Over to you, DT Antara.
Thank you so much, PQD Umair. It was an honor to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. You were attending an in-person meeting of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club, and you delivered a speech, I don't know from where, because you were in transit constantly. Thank you so much for attending. Our CGD, DTM Atif Irfan, your thoughts, sir?
Yes, first of all, thank you very much for arranging this, because it's been more than 2 years I have delivered any speech in any club. And I was missing that part because of many occupancies and being in the leadership role. So I was completely ignoring this area. And you have really put that spirit back into me, and I am on today, and I'll keep on delivering speeches. So thank you very much for giving me that kickstart once again. Thank you. Over to you, DTM.
Thank you so much, DTM Atif. It was so nice to hear, because that is exactly the purpose of this meeting. We do realize that district leaders have little opportunity to speak, and they lose sight of honing their skills of communication. So it is something very dear to my heart. I always say that, and you're witness to it, that my message to everyone is never stop speaking, never stop making speeches. Our winner for today, Toastmaster Akash, your thoughts, please.
Thank you so much, DDM Tala, for and all the KTC for arranging this spectacular event. And right now, I'm at the seventh tie after winning the Teach Choice Award and in the voting the second award. Because as a district leader, I've been missing it from very long. I didn't remember since, when I gave my last speech. I guess it's I guess probably it's last year. सो अब जब हम डिस्ट्रिक्ट लीडर बन जाते हैं तो ज्यादा मौका मिलता है किसी की इंस्टॉलेशन, किसी क्लब की इंस्टॉलेशन सेरेमनी करवाने का या कॉन्टेस्ट चेयर बनने का, तभी हमें बोलने का मौका मिलता है. सो इन दैट प्रोसेस व्हाट आई वाज फीलिंग दैट जो ये एरिया है पब्लिक स्पीकिंग का एज ए लीडर, ये शायद हम जो है मिस कर रहे हैं. And thank you for arranging this. And once again, I want to retweet that KTC, Toastmasters, you are the reason, and always be the reason for the district leaders' happiness. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. That was beautiful. And yes, we are used to delivering opening and closing addresses to contests, and we have at some point we run out of things to say, and we just default back to all of you are winners. You have made it this far, and that means that you have won already. And results don't matter. You have to make the best speech of your life, and you have to inspire people. So, and everybody is doing so brilliantly, even though in a group of about 10 people, like 1 or 2% are doing brilliantly and the rest of them are doing absolutely nothing. But we have to say that everybody did so brilliantly. So I hope today was some relief from that. So we have very special guests to Toastmaster Ahmed Shakur Malik, who has been patiently listening in since the beginning. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Didi. It was a pleasure attending this meeting, and it was a very learning experience. And I truly believe now that at Toastmasters, learning never stops. So I see that everyone is learning, and we are learning with them. And I have enjoyed the meeting thoroughly. It was a great meeting. Congratulations to KTC and all the participants and evaluators, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ahmed. And lastly, our very special guest. No, it's not you, Latif, and neither it is you, Saad. And nor it is you, Imran. It is Toastmaster Meher Fazil. Toastmaster Meher, your thoughts, please.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster, for putting me on a pedestal always. I just logged in, actually due to my untimely, not death, but marriage. I have been out of touch with Toastmasters for a long time. So I was missing all the action. And this poster came up where the district leaders were going to have a speakathon, and I just wanted to attend because I was missing all of you guys. And I just logged in, and Toastmaster Imran just calls me on the phone, and he's like, Toastmaster Meher, we need a mystery. I'm like, I haven't done this for like months and a year, more than a year. And Toastmaster Akash would know, like, I really troubled him. Like, he used to keep trying, Toastmaster Meher, when are you coming to the club? Being a patient mentor and everything like that. But I just couldn't go on. And so it was just, I just jumped into the deep end. But I guess thanks to Toastmasters and to my mentors, of course, who are present here as well, I was able to just carry on as if nothing had happened. But yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Matt and me. And Toastmaster Imran can testify. I was positively petrified when I learned that you were the mystery evaluator, and I will not forgive him for this because I'm scared of you, of your skill and of your vocabulary. So I don't know how I went through the speech, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. And you know what? That's the beauty of Toastmasters. The doors are always open. You don't even need to be active in Toastmasters. You don't even need to renew. Like every club will open the doors for you whenever you want it. And that is our message to you, that it's never ever too late to continue to come back. And as you would have witnessed, being married adds a whole new dimension to your Toastmasters speeches. You suddenly have enough material for like 3 or 4 pathways, and all of the married people here, yeah. So all of the married people here are, can testify to that. So anyone who's not married, trust me, if you get married, you'll never have writer's block. That is one advantage of getting married. So with that, I say goodbye to all of you. Sincere gratitude. Apologies for being behind the schedule, but we started a little bit late, and some of the shuffling and reshuffling and connectivity issues made it even further. But it's not too bad. Like it's maybe 35, 40 minutes late. Anyhow, who's keeping score? Not me. It's a timer, and he has already presented his score. So, so thank you so much, everyone, for being there, and goodbye, and see you again very soon. And stopping the recording and the live streaming. Oh, I can't. I'm not the host. Okay, now I